name is Amy Cassandra Martinez, and today I'm chatting with the one and only John Leguizamo about his MSNBC special, Leguizamo Does America. Let's take a first look.
There are a ton of Latin stories here, and believe me, they aren't all the same. We got every kind of Latino. You want your Puerto Ricans? Huepa. You want your Cubans? Dale. Mexicanos, no manches, güey.
So tell me how this whole idea came to be about, doing America. Leguizamo Does America.
I wanted to go around America and find Latin excellence and sit down with great artists, painters, rappers, singers, directors, entrepreneurs, restaurateurs, chefs, have a great meal, Latin meal together, drink, laugh, and dance. And that's what I did with everybody.
It's like a party every single episode. It's like, okay, so this is what I think of. It's like a party, but also like really fun school and just all of that together. And I feel like that is so important, not only for us Latin people to see, but for anyone to see. So when everything was, starting with this whole process, who did you have in mind for, your audience, basically?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I always, my audience looks like me. That's who I'm doing most of my content for. But I love when others join in and get joy out of it. I want to create Latin envy with this show. I want other people to feel like, damn, I wish I'd been born Latin, and for Latin people to feel like, God damn, thank God I was born Latin. And that's really looking for Latin joy, Latin excellence, Latin exceptionalism. And I started with when I did my comedy tour, I go to the Latin comedy circuit, and there's 26 big cities across America, the biggest in America, and they're all Latinx predominant. And so I started with the first 6, which was New York, Chicago, DC, Miami, Puerto Rico, and L.A.
This place made me what I am, and it made me a fighter when I didn't want to be a fighter.
When I first got to Hollywood, I was told that if I changed my name, I would work much faster.
No one is going to fight more vigorously for the Latino community than Latinos themselves.
In your journey throughout the U.S., were there any surprises along the way?
The amount of incredible talent out there, and that's not getting the deserved opportunities that are still kept being excluded is insane. Especially in Chicago. When I went to Chicago, I guess I'm a little privileged, so I'm always on the Miracle Mile, the Magnificent Mile, and I didn't realize that the Latin community there is living very impoverished. That it's a huge population of Puerto Ricans and Mexicans in Chicago, and their schools aren't getting the funding, their roads aren't getting fixed, they're not getting the money that they're putting into the city, and I had no idea. And yet there are all these communities there where Michael Pena took me back to his hood and had a barbecue with his family. We went to this activist who helps LGBTQ plus teenagers in a really tough neighborhood where we had to be out by sunset because there's a lot of shootings. And yet there's all these people who are thriving and helping and nurturing and surviving.
What advice do you have for generations that are younger than us, given everything that we and previous generations have gone through?
Yeah, well, it was shocking to me. I felt like all the opportunities that I had that were minuscule was what I deserved, because I felt like our population just didn't have that kind of input or power or contribution power. And then when I did my research and started finding out that we're the largest ethnic group in America, the oldest ethnic group in America, that our wealth had been stolen from us many times over. We're the only ethnic group that was American citizens that were deported by the millions. And all these, that Jim Crow laws were against us, that we were lynched, not as bad as African Americans, but, we were at least about 6,000 burned alive, shot, and lynched in America. And I didn't know about these things. And I realized that even all these through this oppression, we still contribute $2.8 trillion to the GDP every year. If we were our own country, we'd be the 5th largest economy in the world, bigger than Brazil, bigger than Italy, bigger than England. And when you hear these facts and you go, wait a minute, we're 30% of the US box office, $4 billion in streaming, and we're only 1% of the leads in movies and streaming. No, 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 no. That's not okay. And you start feeling empowered and you start feeling like, no, I got to speak up. I got to demand. And that's what I want the youth to do. I want the Latinx youth to demand, to ask, to call, to picket, to boycott, to do sit-ins, hunger strikes. I'm ready to do a hunger strike until we get 20%. That's our population size. 20% of the stories in Hollywood, 20% of the leads, 20% of the executives in corporations. That's when I'll be happy. That's when I'll shut up.
Thank you so much for watching. MSNBC's Leguizamo Does America is now streaming on Peacock. I'm Amy Cassandra Martinez, and I'll see you guys next time.
We're one Latin family. That's what we are.
And I wanted to do a show where people watch this and go, I want to be Latino. And you can't tell Latino stories without plenty of good food, music, and dancing. So come on, let's go, let's go.